What if I told you the real secret to building a loyal audience in this crazy, noisy world wasn't some newfangled strategy, but a video game from like 50 years ago? It sounds a little weird, I know, but the key isn't about going viral. It's about understanding the simple and, frankly, brilliant idea behind a game called Pong.
And that's a totally fair question, right? 1972 feels like a whole different planet. But that super simple game of electronic tennis holds this powerful principle that, honestly, most creators today just completely miss. It's the one thing that separates content that gets forgotten from content that actually builds a real community.
So, to really get this, we've got to jump in the time machine and go all the way back to the beginning. Back to a moment that literally changed how we interact with our screens forever.
Okay, so in 1972, Atari drops Pong on the world, and its design was just radically simple. It was basically this: two paddles.
And that was it. Two paddles, one ball. No complicated manual, no huge learning curve. You looked at it, you picked up the controller, and you instantly knew what to do.
And right here, this is where the magic happened. See, before Pong, a TV was just a box that talked at you. It was a one-way street. But all of a sudden, it was talking with you. It was responding to what you did. Your actions on the controller had an immediate effect on the screen. Entertainment was no longer a spectator sport. You were in the game.
And I mean, within months, living rooms were completely transformed. The really crucial thing to get is this: Atari wasn't just selling a game. They were selling agency, the power to have an impact. And once people got a taste of that control, just passively watching TV was never going to be enough again. So that brings us right back to today, because that exact same shift from being a passive viewer to an active player is what separates the content that disappears from the communities that are absolutely unforgettable.
This quote from C.L. Witt, man, it just nails it. Think about it for a second. Your blog post, your newsletter, that video you spent hours on. Without someone on the other end actually engaging with it, they're all just blinking lights on a screen.
So this is the goal. This is what we're really aiming for, an interactive audience. We're not talking about just getting eyeballs or more download numbers. We're talking about a group of people who become active collaborators in the stuff you're creating. They don't just follow you, they're building with you.
And here it is. This is the absolute core truth of our world today. You can grab someone's attention for a second, sure, but if you don't give them a way to interact, to play back, that attention just vanishes into thin air. A quick scroll is not a real connection.
I mean, look at the difference here. Passive content is just a one-way broadcast. People forget it. It creates observers. But interactive content, that's a two-way conversation. It's remembered because the audience actually did something. It doesn't create observers, it creates collaborators. And the ideas aren't just consumed, they're actually internalized. They stick.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? How do we make this happen? Well, the answer comes from a really practical framework that we can pull directly from the design of Pong itself. Here are the 5 core principles we're going to break down. It's simplify, respond, loop, compete, and evolve. And trust me, each one of these is a key to turning that passive scrolling into active, meaningful participation.
So check this out. For every principle Atari baked into Pong, there's a direct parallel for us as creators. Number 1, simplify. For them, it was 2 paddles, 1 ball. For us, it's asking one clear question. Just remove the friction. Number 2, respond. In Pong, the ball moved when you moved. For us, it's as simple as replying to comments. Show them their input matters. And then you've got loop, compete, and evolve, which are all about building habits and keeping things from getting stale. The whole pattern is just invite, respond, repeat.
All right, so that's the framework. But you know, theory is only useful if we actually put it into practice. So here's your game plan for this week.
First things first, I want you to do a quick little interaction audit. Just pull up your last 10 posts or emails, whatever you create, and ask yourself honestly, how many of these actually invited a reply? How many asked a direct question? The goal here isn't to beat yourself up, it's just to get a clear picture of where the hidden opportunities are.
So here are 4 super easy starting points. For your very next piece of content, just end it with one simple question, and then make a point to reply to every single answer. Or try featuring one of your readers, spotlight their story or their question. Public recognition is a huge motivator. You could also design a simple weekly loop like a Q&A thread, or even test out a tiny contest. Any one of these can be a game changer.
You know, ultimately, this isn't just about learning a few new tactics. It's about a fundamental shift in how we see our role as creators in the first place.
So many of us think the key to growth is just to produce more posts, more videos, more everything.
But the real secret? It's this. Your audience will grow way faster and be way stronger when they actually help you create the content.
And if you need the numbers to prove it, here's the math. It's this simple. One truly interactive post a week, one that gets people talking and sharing and feeling involved, is going to do more for your growth than 7 passive look-at-me style posts. Why? Because interaction compounds on itself while passive content just fades away.
So I want you to let this one sink in. Your job isn't to be the smartest person in the room lecturing from a stage. Your job is to be the host of the party. Your job is to be the one who hands the microphone around and creates a space for their voices. That's how you build something that actually lasts.
So, the controller is in your hands now. You've got the tools to move beyond just making content people consume. The only real question left is, what game are you going to invite your audience to play?